Hello and welcome to this FPL Gameweek 15 edition of FPL Hacks with me, Holly Shand. Today I'll be looking at my watch list for the upcoming fixtures, considering 2 players in each position. Let's get into it. Starting with defenders then, the first name on my watch list is Liverpool's Andrew Robertson. We've seen that Trent Alexander-Arnold has been the most popular Liverpool defender so far this season, and that's been entirely justified. But Robertson is starting to come into form. In his last 4 games, he's had 8 key passes with 4 big chance creations, yielding 3 assists. He's a full 1 million cheaper than Trent now, who's gone up to 8 million. So if you are short on funds and want to get onto that Liverpool defence, then Robertson could be able to match Trent's returns at a little bit cheaper price for a defence that have kept 8 clean sheets so far this season. They're going to continue to share points, those two, so if you need the saving, go with Robertson this week. Another player that's caught my eyes is Chelsea's Antonio Rudiger. Now, we've seen that a lot of love at the start of the season has gone for the Chelsea fullbacks, justifiably so, but Rudiger has been going a little bit under the radar, playing in that 3-4-3 system. He hasn't been the central centre-back, so he's been afforded to go up the pitch at times, which has shown that he has got a little bit of goal threat and assist threat. In his last 4 games, he's taken 7 shots on goal. He's also had 3 key passes. He's got some attacking returns so far this season, and I imagine that that will continue. And the other thing to bear in mind with Rudiger as well, he's less likely to get rotated. He started 13 of 14 games for Chelsea so far this season, playing 90 minutes on every single occasion. Moving into our fantasy midfields then, Bernardo Silva has really impressed me over recent games. I looked at him as a fantasy option a couple of weeks ago, but I was struggling to justify it, but he continues to get those attacking returns. 3 goals in his last 4 games, and interestingly, he's now completed 90 minutes on the last 9 games as well. So going into a congested festive period with a manager like Pep Guardiola, who tends to rotate, Bernardo looks like he could be a safer route into that Manchester City attack. Obviously, they've got some great upcoming fixtures as well. My only concern is that Bernardo is overperforming his underlying stats at the moment. He's not taking that many shots, so he's got quite a high goal conversion rate right now. So that does suggest that maybe those returns are not sustainable going forward. The other midfielder on my watch list is Leicester's James Maddison. He's started to hit a purple patch now with 2 goals and 2 assists from his last 2 starts, and he looks to be thriving with playmaker Youri Tielemans currently sidelined with an injury. The concern would be when Tielemans slots back in, is that going to dent Maddison's output? The fixtures look very good for Leicester though, and with Jamie Vardy quite expensive, Maddison could provide a budget route into that Leicester City attack. Looking at a pair of fantasy forwards now, Watford's Emmanuel Dennis has gone under the radar so far this season, but I think a lot of managers are now looking and considering whether they need him in their teams. He's now the 2nd highest scoring forward this season, and he's had 12 attacking returns. Only Mo Salah has managed a greater tally than that this season. He's got 3 goals and 3 assists in his last 4 games, and he's a great enabler as a cheap player to have on your bench. Obviously, a tricky fixture this weekend against Manchester City, but have him as an option on your bench as a substitute and play him in other game weeks. The second forward on the list is Norwich City's Teemu Pukki. He's got 3 goals in his last 4 games. He's also on penalties for the Canaries as well, and he's had 11 shots in the back box in the last 4 as well. So the underlying stats suggest that these returns can continue, and we want players that are nailed on to play 90 minutes week in, week out as we go into this congested period of the season, and you absolutely get that with Pukki. He is the main man, and Norwich desperately need goals as they look to try and stay up for another season in the Premier League. Now, if you're looking to transfer in any players on my watch list, do get in the comments to let me know, and if you've got any fantasy dilemmas of your own, I'll do my best to answer all of them before the deadline, which comes on Saturday at 11 AM. Do not miss it. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and all the best for FPL Game Week 15.